The leaves aren't falling yet in Chicago, but the height of the heat is over and I can tell fall is right around the corner. The second half of my first Chicago summer was a time spent with good friends, good food, and a lot of different experiences. My friend Keishel flew over from New York and we spent a day in the city, first getting some food in our bellies over Sunday brunch at the Little Goat Diner. I got This Little Piggy Went to China. We also stopped by this Louis Vuitton pop-up, getting another piece of Virgil Abloh this season. Then we headed to Gold Coast to get some Jeni's ice cream and then sat on the beach for a while. I went to a single concert this summer and it was Dave B. It was quite an intimate concert at the Subterranean with probably fewer than 100 people, and I felt kind of awkward being there alone, but he was super personable and it was nice hearing him live. Hallie, my high school friend, visited too with her boyfriend. We met at the newly relocated Purple Pig and caught up, and strolled through the Lego store at the Water Tower place. Christina, Amy, Adina, and I got brunch at Formentos since Amy would be leaving the city soon. This was probably my first time hanging out with Amy during the day. We went across the street to the West Loop Jeni's and talked a little longer before parting ways. Alicia and Brittany made a kind of surprise trip back to Chicago. I was also moving that weekend, so it was pretty hectic, but it was so nice to laugh at old memes and make new ones. They also laughed a lot at my new bangs. We ate a lot of food, including sangria, paella, and tapas at Cafe Baba Riba in Lincoln Park, noodles at Slurp Slurp, dumplings at Qing Xiang Yuan, and some mediocre brick toast at some random place in Chinatown. We also had random but really yummy plantain chips at their hotel bar, and more ice cream at yet another Jeni's location. We also went out for old time's sake to a love-hate type of place that I won't mention by name. I also went out a couple of other times with Adina and Courtney, one of which nights the peak for me was the spicy pork tacos at Soul Taco and talking until 3 in the morning there. Alec and I ate a lot of good food too. The food at La Colonial was good and everything was very pretty. Cooney's in Evanston was okay. Hot Pot was great as usual. We ate a lot of sweets this summer, including a Ghirardelli sundae with a good view. Apparently none of Alec's friends likes Grandee, but I think we have dull taste buds and can enjoy the dim sum there. The two of us favored very different types of flavors though, so we barely shared any of the dishes we ordered.
You'll be unusually successful in business.
You're in med school.
That's why it's unusual.
I also tried doing work at different places around the city this summer. I checked out the Harold Washington Library in the Loop and went up to the 9th floor Winter Garden. Courtney and I went to Sawada and I tried my first ever latte. Collectivo in Lincoln Park always seems like a solid option too. I guess that was it. I didn't really do that much work. I tagged along and hung out with Alec and his friends, and this brewery was pretty cool. It was called Mars and was very spacious with an arcade room and board games. With some other friends of his, we went to a speakeasy in Bucktown called the Violet Hour. I ordered the first blush cocktail. The ice cube was interesting. It looked like a meatball. One of the other summery things I did was going to the farmer's market held in front of the MCA. I don't like grilled cheese, but I got one with pepperoni and tomato sauce so that it would be like a pizza. As for movies, I watched The Farewell with Alec and a large self-layered butter popcorn. I came out crying, but I've heard some people say they didn't like it. I also watched Rocketman, and I went to a screening of Incredibles 2 at Ryan Field. I was surrounded by a bunch of families with little kids, so it was pretty loud, but it was a nice way to enjoy some summer weather. As always, I'm sad that summer is over, but I feel like I did what I could to make the most of it. I hope you did too. Thanks for watching.